Down. Some more scores and highlights for you now. We'll begin with the game in Cleveland where the Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs are doing battle. It is a 7-3 Cleveland lead at halftime. And this is, Paul, our typical. No, let's talk to Phil. All right, I'll talk to you.
I know you don't like me, but talk to me anyway.
Let's talk about Vinny Testaverde and the kind of season he's having so far.
Good season, another solid day for Vinny Testaverde. Good decisions, throwing the ball where he wants it. The Cleveland Browns dominated really on both sides of the football. The only thing that worries me, again, they're having a little trouble running the football.
All right, I'm under such pressure to talk
okay.
to Paul. You know how
Let me tell you something. I'd have analyzed it better if you would have come to me. I tell you that.
In Dallas, the Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals, 24-10. Dallas in the lead at halftime. Emmitt Smith, a couple of rushing touchdowns. But, Mike, in our pregame show, Will McDonough talked about the possibility of Deion Sanders' ankle surgery causing him to miss the rest of this season. What do you think about that kind of an investment by Jerry Jones?
Well, you know my feeling about it. I think he made a bad investment in the first place. When you pay that kind of money for a guy who's going to play part-time, I think it's a bad deal. If he plays no time at all, I think it makes Jerry Jones look very silly. But then again, he accomplished what he wanted. He kept him away from San Francisco.
All right, meanwhile, David Craig having a pretty good afternoon, all things considered. 10 of 13 for 123 yards and a touchdown, but they trail 7-3. In San Diego, the Chargers and the Broncos, 7-3 San Diego at halftime. John Elway has suffered slight damage to his left elbow, but hasn't missed any time. Scoreless in the first when the Chargers on Denver's 13-yard line. Mark Say unable to handle the throw from Stan Humphries. Elijah Alexander picks it off for Denver. It was 3-0 Denver in the second. Natron Means caps a 14-play, 73-yard drive with a 3-yard touchdown run. 7-3 San Diego at halftime. Now, Mr. McGuire, AFC West game.
Well, you know, it's no surprise to anyone when you see the AFC West. It doesn't make any difference who plays each other out there. They just keep the game so closely. Even the high-powered offensive teams, when they go into another place, they're going to slow them down with defense. It's defense, defense, defense. This is a typical game.
And the San Diego defense has held the #1 offense in the AFC down so far today. The Eagles at Oakland, 17-17 tie at halftime after the Eagles jumped off to a 17-point lead. The Oilers and the Bengals are in the second quarter, late in the second quarter. The Oilers with a 2-touchdown lead, 4 touchdown passes by Chris Chandler. And in Atlanta, the Falcons and the Jets at halftime. It is the Falcons 10 and New York 3. For those of you who missed it earlier today on NBC, the 44-24 is the final score. Quarterback Mike Tomczak intercepted 3 times, replaced by Jim Miller. 3-0 Pittsburgh in the second. Vikings running back Robert Smith, nice little cutback, breaks through, overcomes a loss of a shoe en route to a 58-yard touchdown, and the Vikings led 7-3. It was 10-6 Minnesota in the second. Late in the half, Bill Cowher livid after the Steelers were called for 12 men on the field. Vikings had missed a 48-yard field goal, wound up converting a 43-yarder, and Cowher begging the officials to look at a photo. First minute of third, Bam Morris with the carry. The ball pops loose. Corey Fuller recovers for the Vikings, 12 yards in the touchdown. 44-24, Vikings over the Steelers. Paul, what did you think about Bill Cowher's move?
Well, you know, I think he should have changed quarterbacks a lot earlier than he did. But you're really finding out something in Pittsburgh how valuable Neil O'Donnell really is to this football team. And one other thing, when you live by the blitz and the blitz only on defense, you're going to get burnt, and they got burnt today.
Well, they had the fewest turnovers in the NFL last year. They had 7 today. The Steelers did. The Vikings win at 44-24. In St. Louis, the Rams go 4-0 on the year. They beat the Chicago Bears today 34-28. Rams looking to go 4-0 for the first time since '89. Opportunistic defense here. The exchange between Eric Kramer and Rashaan Salam mishandled. Toby Wright picks it up and goes 73 yards for the touchdown, and the Rams led 7-0. It was 10-7 St. Louis. Chris Miller to Todd Kinchin, 6 yards out, 17-7 St. Louis. And Chris Miller having a good old time today. 17-14, Eric Kramer brings the Bears back, connecting with Michael Timpson from 12 yards out. 1 of 4 touchdown passes for Kramer. The Bears led 21-17. But on 4th and goal from the 1, the Rams take back the lead on this play-action pass. Miller to Marv Cook, 24-21 Rams. St. Louis goes on to win it 34-28. And something that people didn't think would be possible. What are the Rams doing 4-0?
Well, they're doing a good job. Rich Brooks, I talked to him earlier in the week. He's very happy with his defense. Let me tell you what happened today. They got 2 turnovers. They converted them to 10 points. So far for this year, they're 14-0 in turnovers. Over 3 games, that's 3+ a game. You should be 4-0.
All right, Mike. In Tampa, the Bucs beat the Washington Redskins today by a score of 14-6. It was awful hot in Tampa today. How about 110 degrees and then some? 3rd and goal for the Bucs in the 4th quarter, 7-6 Tampa Bay. Trent Dilfer to Alvin Harper. Harper's right foot appears to be out of bounds. Harper argued and was ejected. It was called no touchdown. The officials reversed the call. Touchdown made it 14-6 Bucs. Time running out. Skins at the 1-yard line. Farrat has Cedric Smith wide open in the end zone, but can't make the play. Next play, 9 seconds left. Farrat picked off in the end zone by Martin Mayhew. The Bucs hold off Washington 14-6, and the Redskins fall to 1-3. The Bucs are 2-2. In the Meadowlands, the New York Giants win their first of the season, 45-29 over the New Orleans Saints. Dan Reeves off to his worst start as an NFL head coach. Giants scored their first rushing touchdown of the year on their first drive. Rodney Hampton from the 1. Early in the second quarter, the score was tied at 7. Jim Everett from the shotgun to Wesley Walls, 9 yards. Saints lead 14-7. Just before halftime, David Brown with a wobbler to Chris Callaway. Jimmy Spencer can't make the stop. Callaway takes it 38 yards. Giants regain the lead. They steamrolled in the second half. Rodney Hampton takes it in from 2 yards out, his third of 4 touchdowns on the day today, and the Giants win it 45-21. What was the difference in the Giants today?
Well, they weren't playing the teams they lost to the first 3 games. They were 8-1. Today, the New Orleans Saints had won a game, but the big difference, they just made plays on offense and defense. Dave Brown hung in there against blitzes, made good plays. Chris Callaway turns it into a touchdown. Vincey Glenn on defense, 2 big interceptions for points.
All right, Phil, and our Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime activities will continue.